What is a hormone? In medical school, we learned that a hormone is a chemical produced by a gland or specific cells in the body that travels via the bloodstream to trigger a specific activity in another organ or cell. So basically, a chemical produced by a gland that travels by way of the bloodstream to trigger a specific activity in another organ or cell. Now, endocrinology then is the medical specialty that focuses on hormones and the glands that produce them. The endocrine system is a group of glands and other structures that secrete chemicals called hormones into the circulatory system or the bloodstream. Hormones then influence metabolism, which is how we use energy in our bodies, and many, many other bodily processes. Here's an honors question. What is an endocrine gland and an exocrine gland? Well, for those of you who want to get deeper into this, an endocrine gland, as you know, secretes hormone that works on a distant target by way of the bloodstream. An exocrine gland secretes chemicals that go directly into a duct system, going into the skin or the lumen of an organ. So the answer to this honors question is the pancreas is both an endocrine gland and an exocrine gland. The pancreas is located in the upper part of the abdomen. As an endocrine gland, it secretes insulin to control blood sugar. As an exocrine gland, it makes digestive enzymes, which are deposited directly into the digestive system to help us digest our food. Now, the pituitary gland is oftentimes called the master gland. This is a gland in the brain that makes a number of very important hormones. So you can see in the little drawing at the right where these glands are located. So the pituitary consists of both an anterior front and posterior back pituitary gland, and it's located deep in the brain. The pituitary then is governed by the hypothalamus, which is another gland above it. From the anterior pituitary, in this picture, it's kind of a brownish color. The anterior pituitary secretes GH, growth hormone, TSH, or thyroid stimulating hormone, ACTH, or adrenocorticotropic hormone, FSH, follicle stimulating hormone, LH, luteinizing hormone, both of which are very important in the function of the gonads and in reproduction. There's also prolactin and melanocyte stimulating hormone. In the posterior pituitary, we get ADH, or antidiuretic hormone, oxytocin, which makes a uterus contract, for example, after a person has a baby, and then vasopressin, which is something that helps to increase our blood pressure. So lots of different hormones going on. So where are the sex hormones produced? And also, what are they? So the sex hormones are estrogen and progesterone and testosterone. Now, these are produced by the gonads. The gonads are the ovaries or the testicles, and they produce the sex hormones and gametes. Let's go through this. So the sex hormones that are produced will be estrogen and progesterone produced by the ovaries and testosterone produced by the testicles. Now, the ovaries and testicles also produce the gametes. Now, in the person who is assigned female, the gametes are the ova or eggs. And in a person who is assigned male, the gametes are the spermatozoa or the sperm cells. Sex hormones and the HPA is a complex system of governance which occurs in the brain. The pituitary gland is governed by the hypothalamus, which is located above it. The hypothalamus sends releasing factors or releasing hormones to the pituitary gland. The pituitary then sends FSH and LH to the gonads, and they produce the sex hormones. The sex hormones then send feedback messages back to the pituitary and to the hypothalamus in a feedback loop. Look at this in another way. The HPA can be seen in this diagram. The hypothalamus sends GnRH, which is gonadotropic releasing hormone, to the pituitary gland. This then sends FSH and LH to the testicles or to the ovaries, and then those glands will in turn produce testosterone or progesterone and estrogen, respectively. The sex hormones then feed back this information to the pituitary gland and the hypothalamus to control this feedback loop. It's complicated.